Today I'm eating whatever my Cantonese friend tells me to, but here's the catch. He's got payback on his mind. So long story short, last year I took him on a Beijing food adventure and yeah, needless to say, this southerner didn't exactly warm too kindly to northern specialties. Look, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's on the menu for today, but we're trying dishes I never dreamed were possible. So stay tuned, grab your snacks, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Hello, and welcome to another Chinese food adventure. And I am back in China, and I'm gonna give you 3 clues as to where exactly I am. So clue number 1, it looks like this. It's very green, very lush. Clue number 2 is I am wearing short sleeves and it's in the middle of November, so it is quite warm here. And clue number 3, this will totally give away where exactly I am. Look who's here.
Bonjour!
Of course, we are in Guangzhou. I'm here with Peter. Not only is Guangzhou one of China's largest cities, in my opinion, it's also one of the best cities for a food adventure. And how can I mention Guangzhou and food and not mention Peter and all the amazing food adventures we've had together over the years?
Do you still remember that before I moved to Paris, we were in Beijing?
Yes.
And then you were giving me, oh my gosh, like 豆汁? Are you sure this is edible? Look, even if the sun and moon collide, I'm never gonna have it ever again. And the savory tofu pudding, which is totally illegal for me?
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
But I did say that next time I'm in Guangzhou, next time I come to Guangzhou, challenge me. Take me to the most challenging places. I will eat anything.
Which means I'm gonna be in charge today. I have prepared 3 levels of challenges for you.
I definitely don't want to go into this challenge too cocky because last time I told someone to challenge me, it was Dirk, and we were at this like little outdoor street food market in Chongchun, and I was like, oh, there's gonna be nothing here that actually challenges me. And he found the Maoji Dan, and then and that actually really did challenge me. So I don't want to come into it too cocky, but you know, I've eaten quite a lot of things by this point. Like even in Guangdong, I've even eaten penis, vagina, and balls from a cow.
Oh.
So I don't know if what's gonna come close to that, to be honest.
If you're considering like vagina, penis, and balls to be like hard to accept, then we're gonna have fun today.
Oh God. Level 1, what are we in for? What are we heading towards now?
You made me eat savory tofu pudding in Beijing, which was like totally illegal for me.
Yeah.
So today I'm gonna take you to eat something that is legal for me, but probably illegal for you.
I'm guessing sweet douhua.
Oh, bien sûr.
I hate to tell you this, but salty tofu pudding is more my favorite these days.
Ew. 有没有豆腐花？没有豆腐花。
Maybe Cantonese people don't really like douhua anymore.
You are talking bullshit.
Oh, what's here?
Well, so this is apparently the herbal tea.
So this is something you can find all over Guangzhou, and Peter actually took me to try it once before. It's called Liang Cha herbal tea. And basically you just go up and tell the server what your health problem or pain is, and there will be a tea to help you with it. Oh, do you have any like illness at the moment?
Not really.
Do they have something for period pain?
You have a problem like that?
Yes.
Okay, I can ask for you. 唔該，有冇痛經嘅涼茶可以濕茶? Okay. Well, I mean, it is not going to taste good. It is going to be bitter. I hope you're ready for this.
It's better than the alternative. I want to enjoy today's food and adventure, but unfortunately...
Instead of feeling pain.
Yeah, it's just that time of the month, Peter.
I can get that taken care of. These 2 are for you to like make it less bitter, I guess.
This is the candy in question.
Yeah, it's like a chenpi candy.
Yum.
Don't chew it, don't swallow it.
Okay.
But like keep that in your mouth when you're drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The lady was just like, make sure you're sucking on that candy.
Yeah.
It is very bitter. It's quite earthy. It's very bitter. It has a slight coffee taste to it.
On the internet, as like an internet pun or something, people call it the Cantonese Americano.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just I'm making myself think that I'm feeling better, but I feel better. Maybe it's the warmth. It's a nice warm beverage.
For girls who are having like pains in their, well, times of growth problem, you're in, like in TCM, you're not really supposed to drink like any cold items.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to keep your body warm because for girls, it's already like on the yin side, so, which means to be like cold. And actually, there's another term in in TCM called 宫寒. 宫 means 子宫, which means uterus.
Uterus, yeah.
And then 寒, well, apparently cold. Your
Uterus.
part below, that is pretty much like where all the coldness is coming from.
Wow.
So yeah, here to take care of that.
Oh no, my lady parts are so cold. So I'm about halfway through and I feel like this tea, it was not part of our adventure, but I feel like this is going to be way more challenging than anything we have today. So we came across another Cantonese dessert store, so let's see if we can find some sweet douhua here.
These dessert places always have just so many options.
Turns out they did have one variety of douhua on the menu. It's actually a mini douhua served in coconut milk with all kinds of toppings. I have to say, I have never had douhua in this particular way before. Like I've had it with simple toppings like ginger or even just a teaspoon of sugar. I've had that before in the South, but this is like a dessert.
Douhua for me is a dessert.
Now I can understand, after seeing this, your version of douhua, I can understand why you got so offended because this is like the complete opposite.
Voila!
It's really good. Let me just isolate that. That douhua is almost jelly-like in texture, actually.
Well, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be.
No, surely not. It's not meant to taste like have a texture like jelly.
I mean, yes. Do you still remember like the tofu pudding you had in the coconut?
Oh, that's true.
Voila!
That was quite. That was also quite jelly-like. Definitely very different to the texture of the tofu now in Beijing. It falls apart more. I'm gonna leave a little bit of douhua so I can wash this down with it. I'm just gonna try and finish this.
So it's proven that our off-the-topic herbal tea is more of a challenge for Amy than the douhua itself.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is the chaser. Like a good girl, I finished all my medicine. Now it's time for level 2, which conveniently we can get to by using a ferry to cross the Pearl River.
Well, it's a little bit bare bone, but like it's literally a 5-minute ride. So yeah, what kind of luxury do you need for a 5-minute ride? Right?
That's the spirit, Peter. All up, the trip was less than 3 minutes.
You may as well remember this place.
I do. Actually, I love this place. It's a restaurant that specializes in a dish called zhezhebao, which features all different combinations of proteins and ingredients cooked together in sizzling clay pots.
But probably you didn't really get to try the very challenging dish.
Oh.
There's a saying that Cantonese people eat everything
Yes.
that flies, except for airplane. Everything that has 4 legs, except for like tables and chairs. And everything that swims in the water, except for like ships and submarines.
Now I'm really nervous. What are you gonna make me eat?
So this is it here?
Yes.
But it says pork intestines.
Because they don't know how to translate it. That is actually fallopian tube.
Fallopian tube.
Yes.
So wait, what part of this is fallopian tube? So that's shengchang is fallopian tube.
Okay, sheng in Mandarin, it can mean raw,
Okay.
or it can mean to give birth to. In Cantonese culture, we kind of have this kind of customs of like naming things differently instead of like really telling you what it is. So for example, like 猪血. In Cantonese, we will call it 猪红, like translated to pig red instead of pig blood, because you know, like blood is off-putting.
Yeah.
So like we're not gonna have that on the menu to like be right on your face, be like, okay, so you're eating pig blood.
So you'll eat everything, but you'll name it in a more like delicate way.
Yes.
So that when you are eating it, you're like, oh, some pig red. I've never eaten fallopian tube before. I'm definitely up for the challenge. I'm curious about it more than anything, I have to say.
And another thing I'm gonna order is a bitter melon.
Ooh. Okay, actually, to be honest, that'll be more of a challenge than the fallopian tube. Because I'm still, you know, some tastes you just need to like acclimatize to.
Yeah.
A lot of the tastes in China, I've done that. Like vinegar is now my favorite thing. When I first came, it wasn't. I'm still getting used to this bitter flavor profile.
Well, let's actually see how you're liking it then.
First dish to arrive is our fallopian tube. It's sizzling away in its clay pot and it's mixed together with fresh onion and herbs. And I don't know about you, but I'm so surprised that fallopian tube is actually that big. How many pigs do they need for one dish of this fallopian tube? Like how long is fallopian tube?
Think of it another way.
Yeah.
Like, we already have like so many pigs to be slaughtered every single day for like their meat and stuff like that. You know, like a perfectly edible part of the pig. Like why would we waste it?
I'm gonna try.
Have a bite.
I like the texture. It's got a crunch, but it's not chewy. Oh, the taste is amazing.
Wow.
Well, because of the sauce, apparently.
This is more gingery. It's got a slight spice to it, quite garlicky and
Gingery,
salty.
garlicky and herby as well, like from
Herby.
the shiso leaf and from like the scallions and everything's hot.
Next up, we've got our bitter melon clay pot served with lots of garlic and a salted egg yolk sauce.
This I'm somehow more nervous to eat than the fallopian tube. I'm curious about that salted egg yolk sauce.
No?
Still getting used to the flavor.
So in Cantonese cuisine, we believe that the bitterness is good for getting rid of the heat in your body.
And since Guangzhou is so hot for most of the year, I guess my thoughts on bitter melon might be different if I actually lived here for any period of time.
I like the texture of the bitter melon, but then the bitterness hits me, which is, as I mentioned, a flavor I'm still like getting used to. And then the aftertaste, you've got that egginess. So for me, it's not my dream dish, and I never thought I'd say I'm gonna wash down some bitter melon with some fallopian tube, but here we are.
Alrighty, there you go, girl.
2 challenges down, 1 to go. Bring on level 3.
And what is level 3?
I'm not telling you.
Oh no. Have you eaten what we are about to eat?
Not really.
Are you planning to eat it?
Well, it's a Chinese dinner, so of course we're like sharing food. It's not like you get your own dish and I get my own dish. Like, come on, it's actually a local delicacy. So yeah,
that makes me
I
even
want to
more
try it
nervous.
as well.
The local delicacy just is code for this is going to challenge me. Here we have the restaurant behind us.
I mean, there's nothing on the sign that's making me feel too nervous right now.
Wait. What is this? This is that last character is bug.
Oh my gosh, we're having insects?
Voila!
Oh, Peter. Okay, level 3. I guess it had to happen.
Alrighty, take a seat. Let me run to the loo.
Peter's just run to the loo. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my history on eating insects. So I only have really 2 experiences. One was in Fujian province, and I don't even know if you can count this as an insect. I had the tusundong, which is like the sea worm that becomes like a jelly, and that was quite nice. And then the other experience was in South Korea. I'm not exactly sure what the name of the insect was, but it was this big kind of pot, a little bit more on the mushier side. I've also had the deep fried crickets. They're really, really good. So I'm not exactly too sure what we're going to be having here. I'm just going to have a look at the menu. Oh, here we go.
Seems like we have one variety of insect that's prepared in 3 different ways. You've got it fried, in a clay pot with egg, and also steamed. The problem is I have no idea what this insect actually is.
What is this character? What bug are we about to have?
You have a chance to film the menu.
What is hechong? This is what is coming up when I search hechong.
Okay, let me demystify. So hechong is actually the kind of worm that lives in a rice paddy, and then especially in the rice paddy near the Pearl River Delta. In this region, it's like where the fresh water meets the salty water. The hechong, they were actually born in the fresh water.
So it's like a water worm.
Yes. Well, this kind of worm is also a indicator of how clean the water is. If the water is polluted and not clean, you're not gonna find any worms. This is like a very local ingredient. You can't really find anywhere else. Since you're paying the bill, then I guess I have the chance to try.
So yeah, I only have just realized that there's no price beside this.
Yeah. So 实价 means
price of the day.
price of the day, depending on the season.
Which of these do you think we should get?
Definitely the second one,
Yeah.
in a clay pot.
How much is it?
$150.
Okay, cool.
But Peter's only getting started. The first dish to arrive was fried river shrimps in a salted egg sauce. But before we can get stuck in, there's something very important we need to do first. And no, it's not drinking tea. It's actually using that tea to wash our bowls and utensils, a very Cantonese thing to do.
Seems like a waste of good tea to me.
But now we can officially get stuck in.
They're so cute, and they've cut off the heads, so it's headless, so I guess you can just pop that in. That's nice. I like this application of salted egg a little bit better than on the bitter.
The bitter melon, yeah.
I find that the combination of the egginess and the bitter taste was a little bit confusing for me earlier. But this with the freshness and the slight sweetness of that shrimp,
And the umami of
with
that.
the umami, with the saltiness of the salted egg yolk, I'm a big fan of this. Popcorn shrimps, but Cantonese style.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
It's our hechong and egg clay pot.
Oh, this is summer.
胡椒粉.
It smells really good. Really bubbling here. Oh, can you see any of the worms?
Oh yeah.
Where? Oh, they're quite small.
Are
they're really
these the
small.
worms?
Whoa, they're tiny.
Yep, they are tiny. So it actually takes a lot to like harvest these worms and then
Yeah.
to actually cook them into a dish.
Let's get a nice big slice. It's giving me kind of like frittata vibes, actually. Okay,
Are you ready to try?
I am ready to try. I'm really excited about this. If I ate this with the blindfold, I would never know that there were to be in anything meat related inside. It just tastes like a really fragrant egg pancake and a little bit herby as well. But it's I guess those worms are also quite soft. So you can't
They are.
even, there's not even a texture of, oh, there's a protein in this. Like it's very hard to detect. I think this would taste the same with or without the worms.
Or probably try to pick out the piece of the worm.
Okay, so this is the worm here. You can see it just on my chopstick there. It's too small to have a texture, in my opinion. Like, it's not crunchy. That would be obvious. It's not like chewy. That would also be obvious. It's just very soft. It might add the slightest toughness to those eggs.
Also a little bit of the seafood kind of taste, like
Oh, yeah,
a
there's-
umami kind of taste.
That's true. That's true.
in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna get this nice charred piece here. Ah, it's really nice. I like it.
You do?
I really like it.
Oh my gosh, that's not going to be a challenge for you. What am I going to do?
Well, enter our side dish, a dish labeled on the menu as shrimp eggs with cured meat. But as it turns out, this ended up being the biggest challenge of the day.
Looks like it has a very interesting texture here. I mean,
Oh, it does.
so it's an outward, it's a lot of egg in there. So I when you ordered it, I assumed it was going to be mostly pork and a little bit of egg on top.
No.
Because that would be easier, right? But this is actually a whole bowl of egg. I want to know, like, which shrimp egg is this from?
蝦春係河蝦嘅蝦春定係咩啊？
係嗰啲布有啲生頭嚟嘅，即係啱啱嗰種。
Ah, okay, so I was mistaken. So this, they call it a shrimp's egg, but it's actually not a shrimp's egg.
What is it?
It's actually like those kind of microbeast that lives on like the surface layer of the water.
Well, that is a challenge.
Yes.
So we're literally eating microbes.
Yes.
Okay, this is an unexpected turn of events. We're not. We're eating microbes.
Yes. Yes, we are.
So okay, it's the layer on top of the lake. Nothing to do with shrimp eggs at all.
No.
What?
Well, I mean, because they call it a shrimp's egg, I was mistaken.
I mean, you know what it is? It's another case of calling your dish something a bit more attractive.
Yes.
Because what are they going to call this? The top layer of a lake?
This dish here is called ha chun. So, like, it literally means shrimp's egg, but apparently it is not.
So does this have anything to do with shrimp at all?
Well, I mean, the shrimps eat them.
So we're eating shrimp food.
Yes.
This is probably the most interesting dish we're having today, and you just
Yes.
kind of ordered
I
it.
ordered it out of the blue, and then I didn't even know it is this. But not that.
Let's try.
Try.
I'm actually nervous to try this. Is it safe? It's the top of a lake.
Of course it is.
I'm still confused about what it is.
You know what? Actually, let me chat GPT.
Okay, let's try. I'm like, what am I eating?
With the help of ChatGPT, we found out that this dish is specifically a mix of plankton and algae.
Okay, now I feel, okay.
Now you feel a little bit safer, right?
Yeah, but I'm still a bit nervous.
Come on, it's not gonna kill you. I've actually been wanting to try this for a very long time.
So you've known this existed?
Yes,
Oh.
since, well, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of people trying the Chaoshan version of 土虾, which is literally the same thing.
It smells a bit like broccoli. Like broccoli and beans.
No, it smells fishy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just put this in. Do you like it?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So the texture is a little bit like grainy.
Soft and grainy.
Then it tastes fishy.
Fishy and a slightly
Herby.
a slightly taste of mandarin in there as well for me.
I agree.
Something citrusy.
It's very Moorish. I like it.
Is it? For me, it's not Moorish. I'm not the biggest fan.
I like it.
All yours, man. All yours.
You can have the worms.
I never thought I'd be saying this, but hand me the worms. Oh my goodness.
You want some rice to go with that?
Actually, yes. I feel like it would be really nice with some
Yeah.
rice.
人头饭.
几个
人头
两
饭,
个。
对. Do you actually know what 人头饭 means?
A person, a head, a bowl of rice the size of a man's head.
No. That means serve me the rice as how many people's head we have over here.
Oh, I understand
Yes.
now. So give me the appropriate number of bowls of rice that correspond to the people sitting at this table.
Yeah.
In our case, 2.
Yeah.
So it's like a fancy way of saying, get me 2 bowls of rice, please.
And I'm a big fan of this plankton dish, so I'm gonna eat it with rice.
And I can confirm the worm omelette tasted wonderful with rice too.
I mean, talk about a food adventure. I've learned so much today. I've eaten things that I never thought were possible. I mean, fallopian tube. I never knew that that was a part of the animal that was an option of eating. That was really delicious. One of my favorite dishes of the day. Worm omelette. Amazing. Another of my favorite dishes of the day. And this has got to be the dish of the year. The most interesting dish I think I have seen this year. But yeah, this is only the beginning of our food adventure here in Guangzhou.
This is only, there's more to come. So stay tuned.
Yes, we will be heading to a new city tomorrow, a city I've never been to before, and delving into a culture that I've really only scratched the surface of here in my food adventures. So stay tuned for next week. Thank you, Peter, again. This is where you can follow Peter on Instagram, so make sure you're following Peter. And yeah, we will see you next week.
Au revoir.
Bye, guys.